Yeah.
Shall we just pretend to be Tom?
You can be Tom.
Okay. Hello, I'm Tom. I thought that was uncanny, personally.
Well,
I was in the room.
You might, well, he's in the technically room, it's a massive room.
That's true. Hello, we're Eddsworld.
Hi, I guess the easiest thing to do would be hands up who knows what Eddsworld is. Hands down, hands down. Hands up if you don't know what Eddsworld is. Right, okay, quick explanation. It's a web series online that we've been making for the past 10 years. 10 years now, Jesus Christ. Wow. It's been 10 years since we've been making Eddsworld, cartoon series, and 2 years ago it passed away, sadly, and thanks to all of you guys, I'm sure people in the audience here, we were able to raise enough money to actually keep the show going in his honour. Won't talk about how much the Kickstarter has been a bit of a pain, but we are so grateful.
It's all getting sorted, yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, just due to a number of just administration problems, it's passed from hands to hands, but finally we're getting stuff straightened out, so if anyone is still awaiting any perks, let us know, because as far as we're aware, it's done. But yeah, so yeah, we apologise profusely for the amount of problem that has caused.
Right, I think enough of the actual admin stuff. I think maybe we could just preview something that you probably wanted to see for quite a long time.
We should introduce ourselves for those who are not in the know.
Oh, right, okay, fine.
Who are you, Matt? Who are you?
Hello, I'm Matt. I play Matt. That's kind of narcissistic, I know, but
typecast.
When you're 14 years old, you can't think of a better name for a character. And Eddie, yourself?
I'm Eddie Bowley. I'm the co-writer and co-producer of the show as of Hide and Seek and Funhead, and I've been writing every episode alongside Tom. I've been sort of part of the show for a long time anyway. I've done additional voices, and those who know the evil neighbours from Haverford File, I'm the voice of John. I thought she said we were stupid.
You are stupid.
Oh.
You're very stupid. Right, I think the best thing to do, like I was trying to say, is to show a preview of one of the episodes we've got coming up. This is Power Ed.
And now back to the children.
This ain't apple juice.
Yay!
Hey, nice satellite, loser.
Eduardo.
How many channels you get on that thing?
1,000, actually.
That all? This baby's nuclear powered. We get channels from space.
I'm so confused.
Just admitted it. I'm better than you.
What is your problem?
The problem? I don't have any problems. I'm numero uno. You're the one who's coming in second place. What the?
That's a 10th soundscape, and obviously there's a lot of missing sound effects and missing music, but that's largely it. That's Brock Baker as the voice now of Eduardo. Only unfortunately had to pass on it because he's just got too much to do, and Eduardo's now in every episode. And he's a big character now, so it was just too much time to ask for only NG. So Brock very kindly filled the role for us, and I thought he did a fantastic job there, and I look forward to seeing how he comes out in the episodes.
Brock Baker, the man of a cajillion voices.
That's right.
And I can make 20 do. So that's not really accurate.
And that was animated by Anthony Price, aka Creed. He's doing a lot of stuff for Weeble stuff, and he's a close friend, and he's an awesome guy, and we're very, very lucky to have him on board to animate this episode for us.
And just in case we get to a Q&A later and someone asks why we've had such a long time between the episodes, animation takes a very, very long time. a very long time.
Partially securing animators as well, because they need to be of sort of a certain standard and to match the kind of quality and consistency that we're after. Although we've gone with so like compare like that episode to like Fun Dead, you know, and Hide and Seek. They're different animation styles. So we like that they bring their own personal take on it as well. But at the same time, it's just finding the right person for the right job.
The one that basically feels like the one that feels like Eddsworld, and that's what's most important. Now we want it to feel like Ed would have been happy with it, and that's the most important thing for us.
So we move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Okay. So this next one is called Mirror Mirror. Now this is a very short clip because it's a short episode. The episode itself is about 2.5 minutes. So we're only going to show you 20 seconds.
Because otherwise it would give everything away.
Exactly.
And this is you enjoyed it.
It's also a very early animatic, so again it's a 10 soundscape, but it gives you an idea of what we're going with. This is animated by Sandra Rivers, who's got a very like Ren and Stimpy, John Kay kind of style of animation, so we're very excited about.
Bouncy.
Yeah, so we're very excited about how it's going to come out. So, okay, we're ready for number 2.
Well, Ed, you've had that sword for a whole 10 minutes and you've already destroyed the door. Good job. Not all of it. We should get to the magic door more often. I got a mirror. Is it magical? Who cares? I'm looking good.
There. Okay. So there we go. That's Mirror Mirror. Very, very early animatic. So yeah, with Mirror Mirror, we're looking for a December release, maybe, question mark. But that's the aim. And for Power Ed, the first one, that should be January. Again, fingers crossed, question mark. And then another episode about mid next year, and then later next year.
Yeah. That kind of thing. And I guess you guys, well, the guys who are fans of the show kind of know what the end episodes are called. They're going to be called The End Part 2.
The End Part 1, The End Part 2.
And Lunatics.
That's the summer episode.
Which is Wild West.
And that's also, I think, the longest Eddsworld episode ever. Like, the script is about 17 pages.
Why didn't we split it?
Why what?
Why didn't we split it?
Submit it, or what?
Split it.
Oh, split it? Because it can't be split. It's one cool episode. But yeah, so, I mean, yeah, this is kind of, I guess, a reassurance that Eddsworld is still going. Look, we just showed you we're still doing it. We're doing the thing. So it
doesn't sound so panicked. The comics are going to be coming back as well. We're going to be trying to get those out as soon as possible. We're going to have a roundtable discussion and basically get all the comics back out because we know how much you guys actually really like the comics, and we're sad that they're not there anymore either.
We sold out the books. That's how much people love the comics.
Yeah, we haven't got any books left, which is sad. We have posters though, lots of posters. If you'd like to see us over there, we've got lots of posters for sale. And wristbands.
Opposite the sign I'm happy to stand.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's our previews of upcoming stuff. Very excited. I can't wait to see more as they come along over time. But I think at this point we can probably open it up to questions and answers and that type of thing.
Yes.
Awesome. Just over here.
Okie dokie.
Woo!
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. My question is to do with Paul, the first new animator.
Paul's aboard. Yep.
How did you pick him?
He was living with Tom at the time. He was an animator.
He's close friends with Ed. He's close
friends
together a long time.
He actually previously did a lot of in-betweens on episodes, like Santa Claus. He did quite a lot of in-betweens on those episodes, and he was able to match that style really easily. So
And there's also the bit in Moving Targets where they become like they look really, really buff, and it's just like an awesome drawing. That was Paul's drawing. So like, and he's in the show. Like he's carrying his character a ton of times.
He's the guy with the massive eyebrows
And a cigarette.
Oh, it's just the sound of nobody caring.
Yeah, that guy. So yeah, he's been in the show for a long time. He's been like a part of the Eddsworld family, and so it just felt natural that the mantle would be passed on to him to conclude Space Face.
It's one of those things that Eddsworld has always been a very kind of friend-oriented thing. So makes sense to just have our friends do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Not like we're not paying them, we are paying them, which
Of course.
if we didn't have to pay them, it'd be much better.
Guys, over there on the left.
Yes.
When did you kind of realise that Eddsworld was more than just kind of like some silly animation you were doing? It was going to be like a big kind of part of your YouTube career?
When did we realise that Eddsworld was more than just a simple cartoon? It was a bigger thing. I would say it was just the impact it had on everyone. It's just. I mean, I've never seen more fan art and more clear influences in other people's animation styles than Ed's, and so it's quite clear the amount of impact it had on the fans. And also then when the fans came together and helped us raise the Indiegogo funds to continue the show. Clearly this was, we knew this meant an enormous deal to everyone around the world. And
I mean, we hit the target in about 2 days.
Yeah. We bought the target.
We thought it was unreasonable.
Well, yeah, it was assumed that it wasn't, we might get to like the 30th day or however long it was, and we not quite make it, might have to sort of start putting funds out of our own pockets, but no, it just did it in 2 days. So it was an extraordinary result.
I think for me I noticed that, well, again with the fan art stuff, how many people kind of get involved with that, but when Ed started meeting people and, they were like, oh, you're Ed from Eddsworld, and then asking for him for his autograph, I was like, oh, I guess people really like this. This is really weird. And it's always quite interesting, in fact, when people come up and go, oh, I love the show so much. I don't think it's ever something I'm getting used to. It's interesting. It's fun. Yes, next question.
Okay, I've heard lots of theories and stories, but why did Tord actually leave and be at my turn?
Okay. Why did Tord leave?
Tord left entirely because he wanted to kind of do his own things, and as a result of Eddsworld, he was really popular at the time of him leaving, and he wanted to just kind of do his own thing. He didn't really want to be tied down to being known as the only guy in that show.
Yeah, he wanted to be more like an independent artist and to be sort of attached to Eddsworld. He was just trying to sort of step by step. No, I'm not that. I'm this. I'm doing my own thing. And so he wanted just to step away from it, but rather than gracefully sign off his character and voice him one more time, just to conclude it had to result to the rather dumb. Oh, he's gone. Bye.
Yeah.
And so as a result, people have been left hanging. Oh, hang on, what happened? And it's all become this vague question mark. But yeah, simply put, he just wanted to do his own personal thing, and the fans were a bit too overbearing for him. He wasn't used to that kind of thing. He was more, he liked to stick to his more humble artistic ventures. What was it, more like artist stuff and music? Was that what he was doing?
So,
Yeah. I guess kind of like Bohemian in that respect, he didn't want mass attention as Eddsworld was generated. I mean, even that was unexpected anyway. I mean, Ed just did it out of sheer love. He was never expecting it to become of any kind of huge scale, but it did.
he didn't really do it to get a fan base. He just did it because he enjoyed making
he
cartoons.
he had absolutely no business head on his head whatsoever. It was just purely creative love. Given that he declined the BBC, what was his story?
Yeah, he joined the BBC, the Disney Channel, Fox, the Nickelodeon, the Cartoon Network. So
Because he would have lost creative control over it, and he didn't want that.
yeah,
Despite the money.
Yeah, I had to sign over creative rights of myself. It's because my character is me, I had to sign over the creative rights of myself, which I didn't want to do. So
You sold your soul.
yeah. So I heard that. Anyway, next question.
Why does Tom have no eyes?
He doesn't have no eyes and they're black.
And black eyes.
That's as far as I'm going to explain, because Tom is the only person that knows it, and will never explain it apparently.
It is something that's going to be sort of eeked and leaked over time, but we're talking long time. He's got a grand scheme as part of a bigger universe, and it will make sense soon.
Yes.
Yay! Amazing! Mushroom come back.
Amazing.
Maybe. You could always just sneak in. The thing is about the amazing mushroom.
this is
We did it.
It wasn't in the script. He only says it once.
He only says it once in his
In fact, even then, it was just Tom ad-libbing. It was just meant to be a crowd noise. It was sort of yay, woo, yay, amazing. Just one.
We found it funny to just we put it in maybe about 5 times into the
Like,
final
because we were
edit.
editing the audio, we were just like throwing it in
around.
all the time. It was just funny.
We just found it funny because we put it in there so that when Tom found it to redo all the timing, he'd be annoyed. But he just kept it in. So
He found it funny. He thought it was funny. So yeah,
we've got a few things that we've done recently in the same vein. I mean, pretty much all the time we do it just to mess with Tom, and he kind of likes it.
Yeah, there's a bit where the characters are asking questions back. I won't say what exactly they're talking about because it will spoil the episode, but there's a bit where characters are going back and forth to Matt, who's just being confused. He's just going.
And it's one recording, and we've used it maybe 7 times.
Rather get Matt to record the word several times, we use the exact same clip, and it's obviously the exact same clip, and just repeat that. That's the thing.
Guys in the middle here.
Yes.
Hello.
When Ed had that interview on the BBC a couple of years back, did you feel you had succeeded as a company and could call yourself a company or successful, basically?
Eddsworld was, it definitely gave, I know that the interest from Ed and towards Tom, it gave them a much bigger boost, like with publicity, and they were a lot busier. But then again, with Ed's illness, he wasn't able to cope with the workload. So it was kind of good, but bad timing. So it would have been great if Ed was well, but it didn't really affect the business because he wasn't able to do a lot of the work that he was commissioned for, which is a shame.
Guys, back here on your left, please.
We do.
The fan movie.
I'm really excited.
We are suing! No, I'm excited to see it. I've heard some of the voices. The voices some of them are better than our voices.
Yeah, we're thinking of recasting you now, Matt.
No.
You sold your identity, so we're going to steal your
No,
voice.
no, we're really excited to kind of see what people have done because that is another labour of love and it's kind of really exciting. And it's always nice to see people kind of come together for that reason to do this big project and get together with their friends. And
Yeah, this is a huge scale thing. I don't know if it's entirely
it's like
movie
80
length or is it going to be half
I've
an
been
hour?
told it's like 70 minutes.
70 minutes. That's incredible. But yeah, that's an amazing amount of dedication and you know, they're probably letting themselves in for more than perhaps they bargained for, but
It's
they
a
got
good thing we didn't reach our stretch goal at the moment.
But they got a great bunch of animators, and we've seen the animations they made, like the fan animations, the short episodes, and like it's like that's great. Like that almost fits in perfectly to like the original style of Eddsworld. Like it just looks great. So we're excited to see what they come out with.
I mean, we're not really involved in it at all. But you know, if they want to do it, then they can.
We're not going to stop it.
I'm not going to stop them yet.
Guys, back here in the middle, please. Stand up.
What has been your favourite video that you've created so far?
Of Eddsworld.
Yes.
Okay, so I'd say my favourite Eddsworld episodes, like not one I've actually been involved with, but one of the show. I think the Santa Claus trilogy. I just think that some of the jokes and the pacing and the timing of those is just absolutely perfect. Like I love those
That was
episodes.
the milkman.
The milkman, yeah, and the cola trucks.
Oh, I just wanted a little attention slowly driving off a cliff in a milk truck.
So yeah, I love that, and the planes stacking on top of each other. And
That is the best one. That is my favourite joke in the entire series. Hey, planes are kind of heavy. I mean, you think about it. How do they fly? And they just hits. And he goes, ladies and gentlemen, we appear to be experiencing some turbulence, and it's flying on top of another plane. And when they land, there's 7 planes on top of each other.
But one I've been involved with, I've been working on 2 episodes that have actually been released, so that's Hide and Seek and Funded. So I'd probably say Funded just because of the amount of investment that required. That was about a 2-year or year and a half production hell. And so it had to be, that was when I was brought in to try and help with the script and with the production and communicating with the animator and getting the audio sorted out, and so that was just a huge amount of work, and I can sort of more proudly say that I have more of a larger chunk ownership of that particular episode because of the amount of time I invested in getting it sorted out with all the various people it involved. And also I like get to do a bunch of voices in that as well, various additional characters and the zombie duck.
You're very proud of that. Yeah.
It's a skill.
personally, and I know it's not going to be everyone's favourite because it's very controversial, blah 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 blah, I like 25 feet under the sea. Not the bit with Todd leaving, not the bit with Todd leaving, but all the other bit. I thought that was a lot of fun to make, plus I came up with a name and the idea. I was around a lot of the time for when Ed was writing it, because we went on holiday at the time, and I think he wrote it while we were basically by the ocean, so it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed recording all the lines with him as well, and one of the first times I saw the animation get really good, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
His animation style really sort of picked up, I'd say, from that point, and like in Movie Makers as well, like
That felt like a proper show.
yeah, that's when it seemed to be real like quality. Not that I ever think that he skimped or took shortcuts necessarily,
But he did.
But he did. But that just seemed to be where he started. That was the episodes where it just felt there was a dramatic increase in the animation quality.
Next.
Hello.
Hello.
My first question is, how do you come up with the ideas for Eddsworld's plot lines? And also, would you like an alpaca?
Alpaca. You want to take the alpaca? Hey.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes.
Nice catch.
Alpaca alpacas.
Thank you for the picture report.
So right, and coming up with the ideas for the episodes. If we're talking sort of like when I've sort of stepped in to assist, we sort of broadly had an idea of what we wanted to do anyway. Like there's a few notes in some of Ed's sketch pads for ideas, but I say like ideas, it was literally like superpowers. It's like, right, that's not a plot, it's just a thing.
But to be fair, anything that we've come up with so far is part of the Legacy series, other than the last 2 episodes, was already written in Ed's notebook. We'd already kind of had to sit down, and I said to him one time, I was like, I don't know, what do we do? Superpowers, we could go to the Wild West, we could do Atlantis. Atlantis would be really fun. And he went, no, that's a terrible idea. And then a month later, hey, I've started this thing, we're going to all go to Atlantis.
Not be a bit
Great idea, Ed, where'd you come up with that?
But yeah, so like it was already conceived that there would be a Wild West episode,
Yeah.
a Superpowers episode, which is what we just.
I think one of the things is that it was those big topics, those big things, like, I mean, we hadn't done robots. If robots hadn't been written out, we probably would do a robot episode. I mean, after all these are done, then if we had money, we'd do a robots episode. And then dinosaurs. And then, I don't know, bugs. Things that are those big kind of episode ideas in anything, we probably end up doing them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, this is your penultimate question, guys.
Make it good.
No pressure. If like money and timing and practicality and people.
Yes.
Hi.
Yeah. If there was no object, right? And we could do anything with the Eddsworld brand, what would we do? Easy. I've already been thinking about it.
So if money was
It's
no
on my
object,
phone. I've got like lists of things.
so if
I've
money was no
already been
object,
thinking about
if
it.
money was no object and we could literally do anything with Eddsworld, what would we want to do with it?
What would you want to do with it? Because I know why I want to do it.
I mean, I guess a movie would be awesome, like a full-length movie, something that we could premiere at places, maybe something like Midfest or like maybe a select couple of cinemas or something like that. But yeah, I think that would be like it'd be an absolutely mind-boggling, enormous endeavour. But I feel like that would be a really exciting challenge and a really exciting thing. I think that will fit perfectly with. I mean, each episode seems to get slowly longer or slowly more complex or slowly just more like epic in what happens in them, like in terms of like story arcs, character arcs, and that kind of thing. So a movie would seem to be a logical step, but that is obviously a bit far off our kind of target at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, personally speaking, I have been writing things anyway, if we had money as no object. And it's not to say that the money will never come, but I just like the idea of writing down the ideas. I would really love to do an Eddsworld video game. In the past week, I have been really been writing loads of stuff down, story arcs, everything like this, and I would love to do it, but if we had the money, I would absolutely do that. And as maybe the series, or like a movie or something, what I would love to do is, I mean, who's a fan of, say, Gravity Falls or Adventure Time here? So, yeah, you see.
You ask at an MCM if anyone's a fan of Adventure Time.
Anybody like anime? Yeah, okay. but that kind of thing where they have individual stories, but then they have story arcs across the whole series. So each episode is self-contained, but it all kind of ties together.
A soft arc.
Yeah, a soft arc. And Eddsworld's never really had that, and I would love to do something like that. Like maybe like 12 episodes that all at the end tied together.
There is a soft arc. There is a soft arc. Yeah, the legacy episodes, there has been a soft arc, which will all be made clear in the End Part 1 and the End Part 2.
Maybe you'll notice things in Modern Future and other episodes. Maybe you'll notice things in 25 Hidden Sea. You'll notice things all across the series and eventually it'll tie together. Or maybe we'll just make that up as we go.
There are symbols everywhere.
There are symbols. Symbols everywhere. Hieroglyphs. That was penultimate. That means there's one more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Down here on your left.
Lights everywhere.
Question.
Hello.
Matt, are you as obsessed with your looks outside of Eddsworld as you are in Eddsworld?
Okay. I do get asked this a lot. I did buy myself a hand mirror the other week. I currently have about 7 mirrors in my house, which, I mean, that's a coincidence because I moved into one with all the mirrors. I think it's great because I do kind of do that a lot. I'm obsessed with my looks, but I'm also very self-conscious. I just want to make sure I look good. Some days I get up and I go, oh, I look amazing! And other guys I go, oh, look at me, I'm so horrible. You got to be conscious about your looks because it's the money maker. Except if you're in a cartoon, I get to be drawn more handsome, which is nice. Yeah. I'm aware that a lot of people still have their hands up for questions, and that doesn't mean we won't answer them. If you'd like to have your question answered, we have a booth just over there, around that corner, behind Mr. Weeble, opposite Silent Happiness, and we'll be more than happy to answer your questions and show you merchandise. Smooth. But it'd be really nice to have a talk with you anyway. The main thing about coming to these conventions is having a chat with you all, and at the moment we can't do that individually, but if you come to our booth we can have a lovely chat.
But thank you all for your continual support of the show. This is made for the fans, by the fans.
And we couldn't do it without you.
We couldn't do it without you, so we're extremely honoured that we get to continue this show in Ed's honour. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right, so stay in your seats. We have the cast of the Lizzie Bennet